Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey. Some critical injury news coming out of Monday Night Football for the Dallas Cowboys. That begins with Dak Prescott, who was limited today with a hip injury. Limited is always a lot better than did not participate, but this is significant for the Dallas Cowboys. We will discuss it in depth here, plus all the other injury news and regular news with Damone getting claimed on today's show. First up, we are rapidly approaching 235,000 subscribers here on the Cowboys Report. If you want free videos each and every single day, multiple videos every day, by the way, hit that sub button right now. Let's get into Dak Prescott. I do appreciate Brian Schottenheimer getting ahead of the game by, at his press conference, saying, hey, Dak's going to be on the injury report. Says going to be a hip injury, nothing to be worried about, little bit sore, he's going to be good to go. Now, I will say, Schotty had said, he's going to do his full work. He did not. He was limited. That is a difference in the way that the NFL requires injuries to be reported. First up, here's what Schottenheimer had to say. Nothing major. Got banged around a little in the game. He should be fine. We're going to be real smart with the tempo today because it's basically Tuesday for the players' bodies. This is not something that I think should be overlooked here. Like this is, he's on the injury report. He's in line to play. If you're limited on Wednesday, especially coming off a Monday Night Football game, you're pretty much always going to play on Sunday unless there's some type of weird setback, which the Cowboys, make no mistake about it, desperately need Dak Prescott to play games if they're going to have chances of winning against anybody, frankly, let alone one of the better teams in football in the Philadelphia Eagles. I have thoughts to get to because it's not nothing. What was the line? It's not a setback, not a reason to be concerned with the MRI stuff. That's not the case here, at least that we know of. But this is an injury for Dak, and that always worries me given his history. So be honest with me. What is your concern level over the Dak Prescott injury? We will make this the pinned comment on today's show. So if the ad happens to come here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know 1 to 10 your concern level scale over the Dak Prescott injury. I will emphasize again, he was only limited. That's not full like Schottenheimer had implied it was going to be. I expect he plays. I mean, you can look at what the Ravens are doing, not even having Lamar Jackson practice on Wednesdays and then being able to go. I think that's a pretty clear indication he's going to play on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. But any injury with Dak Prescott is a red flag for me. I don't trust it when he's banged up. The history speaks for itself. The calf, the overuse injury coming off of the ankle. Dak's biggest concern for me, or like the biggest concern of Dak I have, has been the injuries. Like, he's not getting any younger. You typically don't suddenly stay healthier. Now, those injuries have all been, to an extent, fairly fluky. He was able to play the entire game and never actually checked out of it, so I'm willing to bet there's some type of bruise, and, Schottenheimer said he woke up sore. I get all of that. It is worth mentioning that he was limited, and there is an injury, and we're going to have to monitor the situation pretty closely as we move forward. I think he plays, but is he 100% or is he 95%? We're not going to know for certain. My guess, he's full Thursday, Friday, which it's also a light week for the Cowboys. It has to be a light week because you've got this game, you're coming off Monday, you play Sunday, then you play Thursday back-to-back. So it's kind of a tough stretch of games for the Cowboys. You need your quarterback healthy if you're going to have any success. Today's show, as you can tell by the headset, is made possible by Turtle Beach. You can get the one I'm rocking, or the even better Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset, by going to turtlebeach.com/chat and using code CHAT. Whether that's for the gamer in your life or for yourself, if you want to kind of, relive the holiday gaming marathon, whatever it is, Turtle Beach has you covered. They are the cheat code for the best gift of the year. My wife is not a gamer. She frankly dislikes how much I play it to an extent. But even she knows Turtle Beach makes the best headsets. She bought this for me, after all, a couple of years ago for a Christmas gift. Still going strong. We all have the one friend whose headset kind of dies when it's important. Not an issue with the Turtle Beach Stealth 700, an insane 80-hour battery life. So get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today. For a limited time, head to turtlebeach.com/chat and use code chat for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your entire order at turtlebeach.com/chat with promo code chat. Don't delay. Get the perfect gift now. Happy holidays from Turtle Beach. This is the full Cowboys injury report. Couple new additions here. Jadeveon Clowney, who will go in depth on all of these guys, by the way. Obviously, Dak was limited. Clowney limited. Dante Fowler limited. Malik Hooker limited. Tyler Smith. Donovan Wilson. Perrion Winfrey was full. No designation at all for DeMarvion Overshown, Savone Rebel. Good news there. The good news here is that Solomon Thomas was limited at practice today. He didn't practice last week with that calf injury. Thought it was kind of a valid question of like, okay, is he going to be good to go? Is he going to miss more than just the one game? I think promising sign for the Cowboys and their defensive line depth that Solomon Thomas seems to be in line to play. Again, we'll see if he's able to make it a full go. We'll see how his body responds tomorrow. But that he was limited gives him a real chance to play this week, along with Perrion Winfrey. Maybe they scratch Jay Toia from a health perspective, but noteworthy that the defensive line room, oh, how different it looks from what it did last year. So will Solomon Thomas end up playing this week? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Couple other notable limited players here. Jadeveon Clowney was limited with a neck/shoulder. I don't think it limited him very much during the game. He's also of the age where you don't push him to do too much there. Unless there's a DNP in his future this week, I think he will play. Same with Dante Fowler. He's been battling that shoulder since he hurt it a couple weeks ago. Nothing too concerning there. He's going to remain in that kind of designated pass rusher role. I'm not even going to put Clowney or Fowler with an injury designation yet. I'll change my mind later in the week if it continues to linger or if they get a questionable designation for this week's game, but I don't think that's the path we're trending on right now. The safeties, Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson, also both limited at practice this week. Not overly surprising. They're going to kind of manage those injuries. I do kind of think the Cowboys, maybe not rush Malik Hooker back, but fast-tracked him to get back with the Wanye Thomas non-football illness stuff that he's been dealing with the migraines. Marquise Bell off the injury report. Elijah Clark, by the way, not on there at all. He had been limited with the ribs. I thought it might be a longer injury for Elijah Clark. He's been able to go through it and not miss anything more than just the one game in the end. Tyler Smith is going to be on the injury report all year long. That knee has been kind of nagging him. Would not be surprised if this is the old got a cleanup procedure at the end of the year. That certainly would not surprise me in the slightest. One more news item to get to here in just a second, but first, predict the score of the Cowboys against the Eagles. We'll have our previews for you on our live show Thursday. This was going to be the preview slot, but the injury news was far more impactful and important, so had to delay it a little bit from that perspective. But give me your score predictions for the Cowboys and the Eagles. One news item beyond the practice squad signing that don't think anyone cares too much about. We did put a post on it on the channel and the Facebook, Instagram as well. Texans have claimed linebacker Damone Clark off of waivers. I had tweeted this out at What's Downey, not to be disrespectful for Damone Clark or anything. I was kind of hoping somebody was going to claim him. The reason being is this move is going to save the Cowboys around $1 million in money. The way it works is Clark was on the roster the entire year. All of his money was guaranteed. It was fully guaranteed at this point. By the Texans claiming him, they take on the rest of the remaining contracts, $3.5 million in total this year. So it's the prorated figure. It's a little over $1 million. Kind of nice for the Cowboys and for Damone Clark to get to go be on an active roster. Best of luck to him. I don't think it was ever going to click in Dallas. It'd been multiple different defensive coaching staffs, all kind of came to the same thing. He's athletic, but the instincts just don't fire the way that they need to. So Damone Clark heads the Houston Texans, will not be rejoining the Cowboys practice squad. Schottenheimer's comments kind of made it sound like even if he wasn't claimed that he might go look for a different destination anyway. So best of luck to Damone, claimed by Houston. Thank you for eating some of the money for us.